We start with observing 5 precepts before we do chanting Buddham Saranam Gacchami. I go to the Buddha as my refuge, Dharma as my refuge, and Sangha as my refuge. So after that I take the precepts to abstain from killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, false speech and intoxicants. Then we offer flowers and incense to the Buddha. Okay? Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we all together. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami, dhammam saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panati pata varamani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adina dana varamani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kamisu michachara varamani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Musavada varamani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana varamani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Let us offer offering flowers. Vannagandha gunopetam etang kusuma santating pujayami munindassa siripada saroruhe pujemi buddham kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkam pubbham milayati athaidam me kayo tathayati vinasa bhavam pujemi dhammam kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkam pubbham milayati athaidam me kayo svabhavam pujemi sangham kusumena nena punyena metena ca hotu mokkam pupphan milayati ataidam me kayo tathayati vinasa ganasarappaditena dipena tamadansina tilokadipang sambuddham pujayami tamonudam gandha sambharayuttena dupenang sugandhina pujaye pujaniyam tam puja bhajana muttamam iti piso bhagava arahant samma sambuddho vijñācarana sampanno sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati saddha deva manussanam buddho bhagavati swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditiko akaliko ehi pasiko panayiko paccattang veditabo biño iti supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho ujjapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho samīti patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho yadidang cattari purisa yugani atta purisa puggala es bhagavato sāvaka sangho ahuneyo ahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakhetam lokasati sadhu sadhu sadhu.
The Discourse on Loving Kindness. One who is skilled in the good and who wishes to attain that calm state, nibbana, should act thus. One should be sincere to oneself, upright and conscientious, of soft speech, gentle and not proud, contented, living simply, peaceful and unburdened, with senses calmed, prudent, modest, and without showing anxiety for support. One should not commit any slight wrong on account of which wise men might censure one. May all beings be happy and secure, and may their hearts be wholesome. Whatever living beings there be, those mentally feeble or strong, physically long, stout or medium, short or small or large, these, seen or unseen, dwelling far or near, those who are born and those who are to be born, may all beings without exception be happy-minded. Let none deceive another nor despise any person whatsoever in any place. In anger or ill will, let one not wish any harm to another. Just as a mother would protect her only child at the risk of her own life, even so let one cultivate a boundless heart towards all beings. Let thoughts of infinite love pervade the whole world, above, below, and around, without any obstruction and without any hatred and without any enmity. Whether standing, walking, sitting, or lying down, as long as one is awake, this mindfulness should be developed. This, the wise say, is the highest conduct here. Not embracing false views, virtuous and endowed with insight, giving up attachment to sense desires. Indeed, such a person does not come again for repeated becoming or for rebirth.
Okay. I'm going to do chanting some of these stanzas, not all the discourse. I start from 6 to 10. Okay? Paro parang niko beta nati manyeta kata chinang kanchi byaro sena patiga sanya nanya manyasa dukkha micheya mata yata niyam putham Ayusa eka putta manurakhe Evam pisabba bhutesu manasang bhavaye aparimanam metanja sabba lokasmin manasang bhavaye aparimanam Udhammadoja diriyam ca asambhadam averang asapatam tetang charang nisinno va sayano va yavatassa vigatamido etang sating adithaya Brahma metang viharang idamaho Detting cha anupagamma silava Dassanena sampanno Kamesu vinaya gedam Naijatu gabbaseyang Punareti Well, we do a little meditation now. Part of this service is we do metta bhavana, meditation on loving kindness. The discourse which was read by Desmond is the discourse on loving kindness, and we all did chanting in Pali language. We are going to develop this quality of loving kindness, metta, in us. This was highly recommended by the Buddha. Metta is antidote of anger, very negative, evil force which time to time we get angry. So we have to overcome our anger. One of the techniques how to get rid of anger is practice loving kindness in daily basis. If we practice loving kindness, then we have a very good friend, this quality of loving kindness, to tackle our anger. So there are so many blessings. Buddha highlighted so many blessings. One can sleep well, one can awake well, one is pleasant to human beings, one is pleasant to spirits, one is pleasant to non-human beings, one's facial expression is pleasant, one can concentrate easily, one can die peacefully. So these blessings we can experience by practicing metta bhavana, loving kindness meditation. Let us close our eyes gently and keep our body straight. And for a little while you can relax your body. Relax your forehead, eyebrows, eyelids, jaw, lips and tongue. Be relaxed. Keep a gentle smile on your face. Relax your neck and shoulders. Relax your body. We can visualize our meditation posture as you are sitting. Sitting in comfortable posture. Very important day of the Buddhist calendar, Buddha's Day. The best way to celebrate the Buddha Day is practicing metta, unconditioned love. Take a deep breath at the beginning and let it go, letting go of tension. And one more deep breath with the sense of trust and well-being. And let it go, allowing any tightness to dissolve. One more deep breath, slowly. Hold the breath for a few seconds, 2-3 seconds. And let it go. Feel the relief of your abdomen. It's a journey. We encounter so many people, go through the universe. We start within meeting with ourselves. What we can wish to ourselves. May I be well and happy, free from suffering. May no harm come to me, no difficulties come to me, no problems come to me. May be free from anger and ill will. May be free from enmity and anxiety. May be happy. May have patience, courage, determination and understanding to meet and overcome the problems, challenges and failures in my life. May I take care of myself happily. So I am. May you, our friends, those who are sitting with you, be well and happy. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May we be free from anger and ill will. May we be free from enmity and anxiety. May we be happy. May we be compassionate and forgiving. May we be joyful and rejoice in welfare and happiness of others. May you have patience, courage, determination and understanding to meet and overcome your problems, challenges and failures in your life. May you take care of yourself happily. We can project our thoughts of loving kindness towards more people. Extending our thoughts of loving kindness to the family, your loving children, grandchildren, parents, grandparents, your spouse, etc. May they be well and happy, free from suffering. May no harm come to them, may no difficulties come to them, may no problems come to them. May they take care of themselves happily. We can share our love and kindness with more people, your friends, whoever comes to the mind. May he or she, may they be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to them, no difficulties come to them, no problems come to them. May they take care of themselves happily. If there are any untrained people, may they be free from anger and ill will. May they be free from enmity and anxiety. May they be happy. Very challenging. Let us extend our thoughts of loving kindness towards all directions. May all beings be well and happy, free from suffering. Those who are suffering be free from suffering. Those who are grieving be free from their grief. Those who are in fear be free from fear. May all beings be free from all dangers. We should be grateful to the environment. We have to be grateful to these beautiful environment, trees, plants, flowers, including. May everything else keep in order. May there be success. So, I would like to share some ideas, little bit about dialogue in Buddhism. That is my topic today, because there are a lot of dialogues in here as well. At the Buddhist Society, I have attended Buddhism and Christianity, a dialogue. So I was thinking to share some thoughts about dialogues. Dialogue is very important means of sharing knowledge and widening our understanding of various views, opinions, theories, and teachings. Fundamentally, dialogue lies at the heart of overcoming the darkness of ignorance. In today's diverse society, which is sometimes challenged by extremism, dialogue is widely used by foster interface relationships and to build and sustain harmony, solidarity, and peaceful coexistence. Just as it may be used by people for different faiths, dialogue may also be used for greater understanding and to heal differences by people within the same religion as well. As you know, we are living in very diverse society. Here in this country, there are 6 religions: Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Sikhism, and Buddhism, Judaism, and also another minor religions like Zoroastrians, Jainism, and Baha'i religion. Altogether, there are 9 religions. They have different teachings and they have their own wisdom and they have their opinions and theories on the same subject. So we have to share their ideas as well. How Buddhism appreciates the dialogue in order to widening our understanding of other faiths. Did Buddha allow to listening to the others? Did Buddha had dialogue with others? Very important, very interesting. The Buddha said in the Mangala Sutta, Kalena Dhamma Sakaccha, that any opportune moment to hold a dialogue on the Dhamma is a blessing. Dialogues are very common in the Buddha's teachings or in Tripitaka. Most modern translations of the Tripitaka into English are titled Discourses of the Buddha, Middle and Discourses, etc. The emphasis being on the word discourse. However, it is worth remembering that many of the older translations done by scholars such as Thomas William Rhys Davies, the founder of the Pali Text Society, call them dialogues of the Buddha. This is significant because it stresses the importance of dialogue in the Buddha's approach to spreading his teaching. A hallmark of the Buddha's teaching method, perhaps unique among the religious leaders, was that he was not dogmatic. He was not a dogmatic teacher. It was not his habit to force an answer on his followers, insisting that he was right and the other person must be wrong. Instead, he preferred to exchange in dialogue or discussions in order to win his audience over a particular point of view. The Buddha would use logic and reasoning to justify that what he had to say, so that people could see for themselves the good sense of his argument. The Buddha frequently engaged in dialogue involving an exchange of ideas or opinions. His goal was to reach an amicable agreement or settlement based on a mutual exchange of ideas, based on humility and equanimity. Hence, in Buddhism, a true dialogue is one which is founded on the principle of listening. In spiritual practice, when a dialogue occurs between two or more people, everyone is supposed to listen to everyone else. In other words, everyone has an opportunity to have their say as everyone else listened. Those who fail to listen block themselves from learning. In the Buddha's term, one who listens can spiritually elevate oneself. Otherwise, one would remain a putujana or an average person. Some people believe that they do not need to listen to anyone else since they are able to acquire knowledge from books or other different sources. They contend that through their own isolated analysis that a search for truth may be found. Knowledge may be acquired in this way, but engaging, listening, and interacting with others helps one overcome one's own egocentricity. Which may otherwise be harmful to oneself. Egocentricity breeds mere knowledge. Knowledge is general, is biased. Whereas wisdom means unbiased knowledge. In listening, one has one's heart full open to another's word, so that one's egocentricity may be calm. Therefore, listening-based dialogue is a true dialogue. It helps to transform ourselves into what is called spiritually noble. In Buddha's word, asutava putujano sutava aryasavako. One who listens becomes noble disciple. Otherwise, one remains average or putujana. There are so many blessings of listening. In the Discourse of the Buddha, there are 5 blessings of listening. Learn new things. Clarify what you have learned. The second blessing. Third one is dispel any doubts. Fourth one is straighten our views. 5, gladden the mind. These are the advantages or results of listening. So in Buddhist dialogue, the first technique is listening to others, what they have to say. It is not easy to hold a discussion without a good understanding of the subject. How can wisdom be understood? Whether a person has good understanding or not. The Buddha's advice was that dialogue is the way to understand wisdom. Sakachaya bhikkhave panya vedi tabbu. That is the Pali quotation. Dialogue is the way approach the wisdom of others. Another technique to enhance understanding and continue dialogue is through the process known as question and answer. The Buddha had 4 ways to answering questions. There were questions that may be answered straightforwardly with a yes or no. For example, are conditioned things impermanent? According to Buddhism, yes. Very easy to answer. The second type of questions, there are questions that may be answered with a qualified answer, perhaps needing some analysis. For example, how was it possible for Angulimala to change for being a murderer to being an Arahant? Angulimala was a terrible killer. Later he became a saint. How it happened? So we can't say yes or no. We have to analyze that. Then there are questions that may be answered with counter questions. For example, the question, what is wrong to steal from other people? This can be answered by another question. Would you like other people to steal from you? Lastly, there are questions that may be put aside. It is sometimes asked why the Buddha would not give a definite answer to some questions. Sometimes Buddha was silent. So therefore, no answer for some questions. There is a discourse called Upali Sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya number 556. It's a very good example of a dialogue that uses the method of questioning and answering. The Buddha was living in the city of Nalanda. Nalanda is, the first Buddhist university was established in Nalanda. That, according to my knowledge, that was the first university in Asia. It was before the Cambridge or Oxford or Bologna in Italy, Nalanda University. So Buddha was living in Nalanda, and nearby Nigantanataputta Jain founder was living there. Both the religious leaders were contemporary, living in the same city. Certainly we have to expect their meetings or their meeting of their disciples. One of the disciples of Jain leader called Dighatapassi and also the chief benefactor of Jainism was he was Upali, called Upali. Upali listened to the Buddha and came back and explained what he had learned. Then one of the disciples, like in Buddha's teaching, in the Buddha's community like that time, Sariputta and Moggallana, like that way. Digha Tapasi went to have a dialogue with the Buddha. Upali and Digha Tapasi and few Jains were there. And Buddha and disciples were there. They had a discussion. They had a dialogue on the subject of karma. It is very well-known topic in Buddhism and Jainism and Hinduism as well. As you know, karma is volitional action. A very important teaching. Good actions produce good results. Evil actions produce evil results. That is the theory of karma. In both religions, they accepted karma in different ways, different terminology according to their different terms they use, but they want to share their differences, and there was a dialogue in the city of Nalanda. So, both they accepted their similarities, accepted verbal actions, mental actions, and physical actions. There are unwholesome actions and there are wholesome actions as well. But according to that discourse, Buddha had pointed out volition is the most important factor of the karma. And therefore mind is the chief. Mind is the most important. According to the Jain's view, there are some very strong physical actions, very harmful physical actions. Therefore, body is the thing we have to control, because a lot of very serious, unskillful, harmful actions are done by the body rather than the mind. But the Buddha's point of view was mind. That is the difference according to that discourse. Well, that was a dialogue. Likewise, there were a lot of dialogues. On some occasions, the Buddha did not answer to questions. The Buddha kept the noble silence. Once the Buddha gave a reason for keeping silence, there was a dialogue between the Buddha and Malunkyaputta, a disciple. Also, he became a monk, and Malunkyaputta went to the Buddha one day and put 10 questions to him. If Buddha don't give the answer for my questions, I don't remain as a monk in your order. I'm going to leave. The Buddha said, well, we see your questions and I didn't promise. We have no such agreements to remain in the sasana forcefully. If you like, you can leave. The questions, some of the questions, is the universe eternal? Or is it not eternal? The universe is finite or not finite? All these 10 questions, you can see that. 10 questions were there. In fact, the Buddha went on to give Malunkyaputta a beautiful analogy. He said, it is like a man who has been hit in the arm by a poison arrow, and he is brought to a surgeon. But he refuses to have the arrow removed until he knows. He asks questions. Until you answer these questions, I don't allow you to remove my arrow from my body. Whether the man who wounded him was a noble warrior, or a Brahmin, or a merchant, or a worker, what was the metal of this arrow? What was the distance which he had shot me? So on and so forth. All these questions you have to answer, surgeon. If not, I don't allow you to take it. Well, the point made by the Buddha was that while the wounded man is asking all these questions, he will be killed by the poison. The most necessary and important thing is to remove the arrow likewise. It is sometimes better to keep away from asking unnecessary questions and instead to focus one's life on overcoming suffering. Most important thing is overcome our suffering. When we learn the Kalama Sutta, it is well known to many, the Buddha's charter of free inquiry. Kalamas lived in Kesaputta village. Near West Kesaputta village, situated nearby a public road. There are so many visitors visited their village, Kesaputta. There was a very common place. Anyone could stay in that place and spend the night. The Buddha went there, and Kesaputta villagers came to see the Buddha, and they informed to the Buddha, Venerable Sir, we are terribly confused. We have been taught by different teachers different views and different opinions. And one opinion is different to other teachers' opinion. Sometimes they criticize the previous teacher's opinion and they uphold their own view. This way, we don't know what is right, we don't know what is wrong, we are terribly confused. This is the question gave to the Buddha. And Buddha said, it is fair, I can understand. Your doubt is right, your perplexity is right. Then Buddha gave 10 criteria. 10 criteria. Don't depend, don't rely upon the traditions, don't rely upon the rumors, don't rely upon the scriptures, don't rely upon what you learn from your teachers. In ultimate goal, in the final stage, the Buddha said, whether they are conducive to overcome your greed, whether they are conducive to overcome your hatred, whether they are conducive to overcome your delusion, then you follow it. Thereby Buddha gave a responsibility for everyone to find, to search what is the right thing, what is the skillful thing. Then you can liberate. Whether they are conducive to liberate your suffering, that is the way you have to accept what is right and what is wrong, etc. Today, there is a great enthusiasm in the interfaith movement for dialogue, and also discussions are an essential part of the religious programs of many faiths. It is indeed amazing that the methods used by the Buddha many centuries ago have survived and continue to be widely used even today for sharing his wisdom and spreading his Dhamma to new and old followers throughout the world. So, therefore, dialogue was recommended by the Buddha, and it is a very good way to understand other religions and also practice tolerance and living in harmony, peace in our diverse society. Thank you very much.